With Japanese studios adapting Korean manhwa, controversy was bound to happen. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm the Average Otaku, and today I wanted to talk about the solo leveling controversy. For those of y'all that don't know, Solo Leveling is an extremely popular manhwa based off of the light novel of the same name. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's the most popular manhwa of all time. For reference, on my anime list, it's ranked 8th in the manga and manhwa category. For a lot of manga readers, this is what got them into manhwa, which is basically the Korean version of manga. That's what happened to me. I was really getting into manga, and I kept on hearing recommendations for Solo Leveling, so I gave it a shot, and now I absolutely love manhwa. Solo Leveling is like the perfect power fantasy, and something really easy to recommend to people who want to get into manhwa. So how did such a well-liked manhwa end up in controversy? Well, it all started when manhwas began to get anime adaptations. I go into manhwa anime adaptations quite a bit in one of my previous videos, so go check it out if you want to. I'll link it in my description. So all these Japanese anime studios were adapting manhwa, but for some reason, Solo Leveling, the most popular one, was not among them. It turns out making an anime adaptation for it is a lot more complicated than it seems. And this is all due to how Japan is portrayed in the manhwa. So in the story, our main character is Korean, and he's named Sung Jinwoo and is a part of the Korean Hunters Association. There are also many other international hunters associations, with the most notable one being the Japanese one. And let's just say they're notable for all the wrong reasons. They're portrayed as minor antagonists in the manhwa. They're shown as untrustworthy and always up to something. They seem to always try to stab the Korean Association in the back, and they're even willing to go as far as to leave our MC and other Korean hunters to die. Naturally, Japanese readers weren't too happy about this anti-Japanese sentiment. It seemed unlikely that Solo Leveling would ever get an anime adaptation. I mean, why would a Japanese studio animate something that portrays them as bad guys? And just when it seemed like all hope was lost, A1 Studios, one of the biggest animation studios in Japan, announced an adaptation and dropped a trailer for it. So how did they deal with all this anti-Japanese sentiment in the story? Well, viewers noticed that in the original Japanese trailer, next to our protagonist, there's the name Shun Mizushino. The problem with this is that that's not the main character's name. The main character's name is Sung Jinwoo, which is very Korean, unlike Shun Mizushino. So where did this name come from? Well, it comes from the Japanese version of the Solo Leveling light novel. In the Japanese version of the novel, some changes were made to make it less anti-Japanese. The two notable changes is that the main character is now Japanese and his name is Japanese, and also the original Japanese bad guys are now from a fictional country. So instead of getting an adaptation of the Korean manhwa and light novel, it seems like the anime will be adapting the Japanese version. This angered many fans, both Korean and worldwide, that are really hoping to get a faithful adaptation of their favorite manhwa. They had been waiting so long for this adaptation, and it ended up costing them some key details from the original manhwa being changed. Many fans are planning on watching it in the Korean dub so they can hear the original names of the characters, and many fans are planning on not watching it at all. It's no surprise that this situation is controversial, as fans hate it when their adaptations are not faithful to the original source material. In my opinion, while I do think this sucks for a lot of fans, especially the ones in Korea, I think what the studio is doing is completely justified. This is actually something that's pretty common in foreign adaptations. For example, if a movie got an American remake, they would change the characters to be American, and the whole movie would take place in America. And the same goes for book adaptations. A lot of times we see Korean or foreign adaptations of classic books that take place in the country that produces them. This isn't really anything new. I think these changes also just make sense. Why would you adapt something that shows your country in a bad light and not make any changes to it? It's completely within A1 Pictures' rights to make these changes, as they're the ones adapting this, and they can make the changes that they see fit. And while I'm really disappointed and would much rather it be completely faithful to the manhwa, I can't fault A1 Pictures for making these changes. I think this all points to a bigger issue, which is Korea having to outsource all its adaptations to another country. Korea needs to have a long-term plan for adapting their manhwa. Manhwa is super popular right now, and almost all of their adaptations are from Japan. It just seems like a bad idea to always depend on another country for adaptations. With Korean animation studios making adaptations, they can be a lot more faithful to the source material and also just be more authentic overall. We've already seen Lookism be adapted by a Korean studio, and while it wasn't that great, I still think it's a step in the right direction. There might not even be a Korean animation studio that could do Solo Leveling justice right now. But hopefully this whole situation is a sign for there to be more investments in the Korean animation industry. Hopefully this whole controversy can be a turning point for manhwa adaptations. Also, I wanted to clarify that I still think the adaptation for Solo Leveling will be good. I think the changes are annoying, but I don't think they'll affect the viewing experience that badly. I still plan on watching it, and I have a lot of faith in A1 Pictures to animate it well. I can totally understand why fans are upset, but honestly I have a lot of faith in anime studios for pulling off an adaptation of something this big. Overall, I think the fans are justified in being upset, but I don't think they should give up quite yet and should still give the anime a shot. Who knows, it might surprise you. Well, that's pretty much it for my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you and bye.